I was over on Facebook talking, and that's the reason why I'm a little bit late with this, y'all. But um try to give y'all a chance to realize that I'm here, and then I'll go ahead and talk. Yeah, I mean, I was over there on YouTube, Facebook. I keep getting them confused. Like, sorry, y'all. My apologies. Like I was saying though, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be committing no crime when you don't have to do nothing for a police to stop you. In this country, just being black is what it is. That's just the truth. A lot of people don't want to deal with that truth. A lot of people are in denial about it. But I know because I've already seen it. I've seen it with, and like I said when I was on Facebook, I never get used to hearing in the news about a black man or a black person, because it used to just be the situation where it was just the men. Now they coming after the women. But I never get used to hearing about a black man being shot and then having the officers who murdered them in cold blood, because that's what you did. He murdered this young man in cold blood and he got away with it. That part I never get used to, because it's so unfair at the end of the day. It's so unfair that in this country, and y'all gotta bear with me. I may not be on here long because I was just on Facebook talking, Facebook Live talking, and I am very sleepy. I'll tell y'all about it. I'm very tired, but I had to speak on this out of the respect for Philando Castille, and I feel the pain and the suffering and the wrongness of what went down with this young man, because this man was fucking innocent. They fucking killed. The least that they could have did was charge that officer with manslaughter. Let's keep that 100. The jury, they're cowards. They're cowards. Complete and utter cowards. I don't care what nobody says. And that's the problem. We got a lot of people in our community that are cowards. I hear, and I might do some screen sharing and go in and type it, because I'm getting developments as y'all are getting developments. This is very impromptu. Somebody contacted me, one of my white followers. Shout out to you. I was coming from watching my brother graduate. My brother just got his PhD, and that's why I was upsetting to me, because I went to go see a black man get his PhD who done caught hell coming from an impoverished background and who fought to not become a statistic, and then to come. Yes, Lauren. Yes, Lauren. Yes, your Uncle Keith. Lauren was down there with me. My brother Keith, my oldest brother, he fought. He was didn't even know who his father is to this day. Just went through a lot, as that's the story of a lot of young black men in this society that we live in. And they caught up, and it's like they clawing their way out. You got some that's out here clawing their way out to do the right thing and not getting in trouble. So I was on my way coming back from Fort Lauderdale when I got a call from the brother that's telling me about the Philando Castille, the verdict, and that they was let off. And I'm looking at this like, man, it's so messed up, y'all. It is so the jury. And I was so sleepy because I had got up at like 4 o'clock the day before to go pick up my rental car, and then immediately got on the road and drove down there, and then drove back and got home at like around 12 o'clock a.m. And I had to get up again this morning to take the rental car back. So if I'm kind of like, I'm sleepy still. So y'all gotta just look past that. But I know you're not sleepy, but it's just so upsetting, y'all. And it's just like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of these black men being killed. I mean, and I know, and anybody with any common sense knows in their heart, say you stop somebody at a You stop somebody you a police officer, you stop somebody, it's a routine stop. I know in my heart, and any reasoning thinking person knows in their heart, that it doesn't have to go south in terms of a person being killed. It doesn't have to go south on a routine stop. It never has to go south. Because how do we know this? There are plenty of routine stops with non-black or non-dark skinned people that don't go south, where the person does not end up dead. So we know that that's not the way that it's supposed to be. And if we see a reoccurring pattern where it's going on and on with black males in particular, now they add in the black women to it, which lets us know that nobody is immune. If you think for 1 second that you're immune from this, that you couldn't be next, you done lost your damn mind. Let's get that cleared up right now. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. And like I said, I watched my brother graduate. He got his PhD, but the education ain't gonna save you being black. Your education is not going to save you in those moments. Your money ain't going to save you. We all know that. Your colorism ain't going to save you. Your darkism, because some of these dudes, they may think that because they decide, oh, I'm not going to be with none of that is going to save you. None of that. Let's get that clear, because I think some of us are confused about it. And like I said, those jurors, that's the first thing I asked the brother when he called me to tell me about it. I said, what? Because that's what I wanted to know. I always want to know, what is the rationale? What reasoning did you conjure up? Did you make up? Because I believe it's made up. It's all bullshit, all of it. There's no excuse why that police officer should not have been indicted for at least manslaughter. I'm saying at least man, and I'm actually being light with it. I'm actually being light with it. But at least manslaughter. You mean to tell me dude gonna be able to kill somebody and then walk away? You live the rest of your life? I don't even know how this dude could even want to go on with his life. I don't even understand how. I would personally have a guilty conscience. That's why I would never be in that line of work, because I wouldn't want to go out there and be killing innocent people. I wouldn't want to do that to someone, messing up and it's destroying somebody else's life. But they don't care. They don't care about us. I realized that a long time ago. Being black, dark skin, nobody don't really care about me as a black, dark skin one. I realized that a long time ago. Not my community, not the people. No one really cares. No one cares. It's absolutely just terrible and messed up just being a black, or it's particularly a dark skinned person, because no one really cares about you. All the lips I don't believe none of that. None of that. I don't believe we're really cared about. I believe we're still seen as, what is it? One fifth was the Constitution. 1/5 a person. I believe that we're still looked at as animals. I don't think anyone cares. I have never felt cared for. Clear. I've never felt cared for as a dark black skinned woman by anyone. And when someone shows me that they care, I'm actually shocked by it. It's shocking to me. And that's messed up to say. But that's the reality of how I feel, how the climate of this country and how the actions within this country have made a person like me feel. You know what I'm saying? Can't get justice. No matter where you turn, it's like you can't get, it's like, what do you do? Where do you go from here? If no one cares about you and your well-being, no one cares about you as a human being and your life, where does Philando Castille, let's talk about him. Let's put it in concrete example. Where does his family go from here? If the jury, you got, I believe it was 2 black people on the jury, y'all. If they don't have the decency to care about this young man who didn't even commit a crime, where do you go? There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to go. It ain't nowhere to go, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't nowhere to go. And if there is somewhere to go, tell me. I want to know where is the redress? Where is it? No one has no answers for this, because we as black dark skin, this is darkism. Let's get that clear. We don't have where we could talk. I think that's probably the only thing. Somebody said, when you can't talk no more, then write. And sometimes I even question y'all, because there's been a lot of talking done. It's been a lot of talking done way before my time and during my time and after my time. People still gonna be talking. But what is it all for? If you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, what is the point? It's really mind-boggling to me. It's because I'm confused about it. I'm trying to understand what is the solution. And I'm always, maybe because my mind, I'm trying to find a solution, a just solution. And when I don't see that there's a just solution to something, it's give me scatterbrain. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not understanding why, if you know what you're doing is wrong, why are you continuing to do this? Screen share. All right, let's look at some of the articles the brother sent me. This article here, I believe one of the articles he sent me. I'm trying to get to the one that he actually sent me. Okay, yeah, Minnesota. Okay, this is the first one I found. Who's this? The CBS Minnesota. They say somebody wrote this article. Who was it? And I'm just kind of going through this stuff. This is so impromptu and informal, y'all. So don't expect formalities here. Forget all the formalities. It was very, very, very draining. I'm finna just look at some of this stuff that they said, because I feel like some of the stuff that was said in the article by the jurors is disrespectful. That you disrespecting this man. He's already disrespected by virtue of having his life taken away simply for being black. Because let's keep that 100. That's the real reason. So now you downplaying it. So the headline, it was very, very, very draining. Juror speaks out after Yanez verdict. Saying that it was draining, to me, I feel like that's disrespectful, because it's almost as to say, well, here we go again. Unfortunately, I gotta be on this jury and deal with this and blah, blah, blah. That's disrespectful. Let's read. So the article says, after hearing from Castille's family today, both Ramsey County prosecutors and Yanez's defense counsel spoke. Defense attorney Earl Gray says he's surprised the jury didn't acquit Yanez sooner. Oh, disrespectful. See how they throwing dirt on the wounds? See, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I said nobody cares about us as black people. They don't care. Look at this dude. He didn't even have the decency to try to maybe make it nice and cover it up. He said, defense attorney, let me read that again. Defense attorney Earl Gray says he's surprised the jury didn't acquit Yanez sooner. I wonder how you would feel if it was somebody in your family. Would you have that same feeling? Maybe you would, because I don't think some of these people have any feeling. I don't think some of these people have any decency about them. Let's continue reading. When you're this close to somebody, 3 feet away, 2 feet away, and a guy is pulling a gun and he's not paying attention to your orders, as a law enforcement officer, you have one duty, and that's to save yourself. Wait a minute. Where is it? I want to see the proof and the evidence. Show me proof and evidence. Show me proof and evidence that this young man was not complying with the order. Where is the proof of that? I want to see the proof that he didn't comply. This is what I'm saying. They will make all kinds of rationalizations, y'all, to discount black life, which lets me know beyond the shadow of a doubt, I am convinced that nobody gives a flying fuck about black people. Let me continue reading. He says, I'm sorry it didn't work out the way the Castille family would have liked, Ramsey County John Choi said. But the process, we can't control it. Oh, yes, y'all can. That's a lie. That's a lie. Y'all could just be honest and truthful and admit that this man killed this police officer killed him. But the process, we can't control it other than the fact that we do the best we can. The defense does the best they can, and it's a product of that system. That's all BS. That's all BS. Yeah, it's always like that. It's always excuses made in a situation where it's a black person that's killed by the police. Castille's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, broadcast the immediate aftermath of the shooting live on Facebook. Reynolds testified in court that Castille was reaching for his wallet. But again, I don't know why I'm repeating that, because that don't matter. None of that matters. Reaching for his wallet during the traffic stop in Falcon Heights. Officer Yanez told jurors he saw a gun in Castille. How did he see the gun in his pocket? That's what I want to know too. How did he see that? I want to know the particulars. They're not really even getting into details. You could see the strain and fatigue clearly in their faces. The 12 men and women who'd been living ordinary lives until they'd sit in judgment of an ordinary trial. I don't feel sorry for them. Y'all out here trying to make it. Y'all are out here trying to create sympathy for the jurors. But what about Philando Castille? This is another indication that they don't care. They got more empathy for the jury. Talk about, oh, they was living ordinary lives. But what about waking up dark skin is difficult for me. Difficult for a lot of people. Black people waking up black. What about that? But they don't care about that. It's very, very draining, juror Dennis Plessard said. That is disrespectful to me, saying that it's draining. You know, even just because to me, those words indicate that I really don't want to be bothered with this. You know, it's just disrespectful to this young man's life. It's so messed up, y'all. Plessard says he felt compelled to talk of the pains each juror felt. The pains the juror felt? What about the pain that Philando Castille felt? This article is absolutely ridiculous and slanted. It's slanted. It's darkism. It would take them 5 more to finally exonerate Officer Yanez. This was not taken lightly whatsoever, Plessard said. At the end, I was fed up, and I told the other jurors, I'm fed up. Hold on, let me see, because my computer is kind of going slow here. This is weird. This article, y'all. I think I'm gonna have to get out of this article because it is not. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. I got too many windows open. That could be the problem too. Just trying to close out some of these windows. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's really weird. And my computer normally does. It's probably my signal, my internet signal here. That could be okay. So I got another article here that I pulled up from the New York Times. This is just absolutely ridiculous. I feel so bad for his family that they got to go through this. You know, let me tell you something. I hope I say your name right. Elm City. I've been speaking. I told y'all I've been not only the dark-skinned activist, but an activist in my community for years. This is nothing new for me. I was there when Tyron Lewis died. I was there. I saw it. I was there. In '96, I was there. Unfortunately, seeing black males murdered like this in cold blood. I've seen this. This is nothing new for me. I've been on the front lines protesting, doing whatever I could do within the confines of, the legal system to bring justice. I've seen it. This is nothing new. Y'all just don't know. So I don't have an issue speaking on this because I've been working in my community dealing with this issue for a long time. And Tyron Lewis, that was the first time that, I was telling the people on Facebook, I've seen it in, I read about, our black men getting killed in books throughout history. But to see it, but Tyron Lewis marked the first time. Hold on, y'all. He marked the first time that I actually seen how this goes down with my own eyes. I seen it, and then I saw it with my ex-boyfriend. His brother was murdered, was drowned by the police. So I've seen it a million times. I'm about to do a screen share with y'all. Give me 1 second. Just don't make no sense. All this could be avoided, but they don't want to avoid it because at the end of the day, they don't like you. I don't understand why we as a people, we won't be honest about that. See, we always out here lying and pretending and covering up. But the truth of the matter is, the reason why this is happening is because you're simply not liked or cared about. That's why. That's why. It don't even take no rocket scientists to realize that. This is Tyron Lewis right here in St. Petersburg. I was right there. This is in St. Petersburg where I live. Right there when the whole thing went down. Yep. And then they tried to criminalize this young man. They always trying to criminalize somebody. Why you can't just be honest about what you've done? Deal with the facts of what you've done. Like, man, stay trying to criminalize these young men. It's like being a black person, a black man in particular, especially if you're dark, it's almost like it automatically makes you criminal. Like it just don't make no sense. Oh. All right, y'all. This is the other story from the New York Times. Minnesota officer acquitted in killing of Philando Castille. Let's read. I'm just reading the caption below. Family and friends of Valerie Castille and Philando Castille, including John Thompson Center, wept as he walked out of the courthouse after Geronimo Yanez was found not guilty on all counts in the shooting death of Philando Castille. That's shocking to even sit here and read that. The images had transfixed people around the world. A woman live streaming the aftermath of a police shooting of her boyfriend, Philando Castille, and narrating the searing, bloody scene that was unfolding around her. On Friday, a jury here acquitted the Minnesota officer, Geronimo Yanez, of all charges in shooting, which happened in July 2016 and left Mr. Castille dead, raising the national debate over police conduct and black people. Officer Yanez, an officer for the suburb of St. Anthony, had been charged with second-degree manslaughter and endangering safety by discharging a firearm in the shooting. The verdict was announced in a tense courtroom here late Friday afternoon after 5 days of deliberations, and the officer was led quickly out of the courtroom, as were the 12 jurors. Mr. Castille's family, which had nervously watched the proceedings from the front row, abruptly left as well. My son loved this city, and this city killed my son, Mr. Castille's mother, Valerie, said as she stood on a corner outside the courthouse afterward. And a murderer gets away. Are you kidding me right now? I know. I totally. Let me tell y'all something. I totally empathize with this mother. And the saddest part of this all, y'all, I heard somebody say this when I went to this person's funeral, and it's so true. It's a sad reality. This is why I believe that no one really cares, because you have all this national attention, social media, but at the end of the day, that woman is left alone, like a lot of the other women and men who's, they left alone to deal with it. Nobody's there for them, except maybe if they got family. And some people don't even have that. They don't even have family members. And oftentimes, this is the most saddest part of it that really, really fucks with me. A lot of us are left alone when everybody's gone and all the reporters and all the papers is gone. You left alone to deal with it and pick up the pieces by yourself. And if you are blessed enough to have, like I said, family around you, you are blessed. But a lot of us that go through this, we're left alone to deal with it alone. Why? Because I believe that no one really cares. I believe people are just paying lip service. Nobody really cares. It's just a story to them, something to put on the news to fill up the time. It's not the real meaning of a life of a person, a human being that was living and breathing and had a life. People don't care about that. They just move on, move right along, don't even care. It's like I was talking to a friend of mine about Dr. Ben Yochanan. I believe that's his name. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his last name. But from my understanding, he died basically in a nursing home. Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm always could be corrected. And when I actually read about that, and he ended up in a nursing home, 90-something years old. And all the, yes, ma'am. I can make you some. Okay, you want me to make you some?
Yeah, because I want to play a noodle challenge.
Well, are you going to eat them? Are you going to eat them?
Yeah, but I want to.
Because every time I make you food, you don't really eat it.
I want to have a challenge.
What kind of challenge do you want to have, Lauren?
A noodle challenge.
So cute.
You gotta have a spicy noodle challenge.
Where you saw that at? Is that what those kids are doing, having some type of challenge?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Shit, sure. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Yeah, so I'm back, y'all. Yeah, like I was just saying, I just really feel like we really don't care. I feel like we really don't care, even as a people. I just don't think. I think, like I said, after all the noise and the commotion dies down after these things happen, um, yeah, I'm just looking at the comments here. Alchemist it was really sad how that went down after Dr. Ben Buchanan gave so much to our people, and this man wound up in a nursing home after literally giving his life. I just don't know what to say no more, y'all. I just feel like it's so messed up. I really don't know what to say no more. I really don't know what to say. I really just don't know what to say. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's like a cycle. It's cyclical is the word I want to use. To where it just doesn't stop. And I could be next because they're doing it to the black women now. You could be next. I got 5 brothers, and one of them could be next. I got a son, he could be next. They don't care. And no one really cares. They really only care just for a news story. Let's keep that real. Talk about that too. They only care to have that's the thing. That's why used to get so angry with the people with the plagiarizing thing, because I don't make videos, YouTube videos, just to be coming on here to get views. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't do that. If I come on here and talk to y'all about something, it's because I care a lot about it, deeply about it, for real. I'm not going to come and talk and do something that I don't believe in and care about. I am just not that type of person. I am just not. I do it. You hear me talk about dark skin, it's because I give a lot of a fuck about it. I care. And I care deeply. And sometimes I get so frustrated because I would like to change the world and rid it of its injustice, as a lot of us want to do. But it's like, what do you do? Where do you go? Aside from continuing to talk and speak out. But it's like, what can you do to institute a real, tangible change so that these injustices will stop? And that's the part where I'm stuck at, because it doesn't make sense. The whole thing about injustice to me doesn't make sense. It's simple. Treat people like you want to be treated. Everybody wants to be treated good. Every human being wants love. Every human being wants somebody to care about them. These are basic human things. So why are we not treating other people how we want to be treated? It's just a basic, simple principle. I just don't understand it. I just really don't understand. Let's see. She said, the system in this country continues to fail Black people and will continue to fail us. The case against Officer Yanez, believed to be the first time in Minnesota history that an officer was charged in an off-duty fatal shooting, hinged on one central question. Did the officer have reason to fear that Castille was reaching for a gun that he had acknowledged having with him when he was pulled over by the officer? Hell no. That man had no reason to fear that. Just make Philando Castille non-Black. And I could almost bet everything I got in the bank that this situation would have turned out differently. Officer Yanez testified that he feared, that's always the go-to, y'all, by the way. Let me just read it. Officer Yanez testified that he feared Mr. Castille was grabbing for the gun, but Mr. Castille's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, said he had merely been reaching for his identification to give to the officer, which that they always claiming that they're fearful. They're lying. That's let me tell y'all something. Hold on. And I look at patterns. That there, I was scared. That's a classic cop-out. That is a classic cop-out. There was a classic cop-out claiming that you were fearful when the man was reaching for his wallet. But all of a sudden, you are afraid. But you got all these other people around you. Come on, you're lying. That's your classic get out of jail card. I was scared. I was fearful. Well, I'm fearful. I, as a dark-skinned Black woman, am fearful about my life chances. I, as a dark-skinned Black woman in this country, am fearful that I'm going to continue to get treated bad. I, as a dark-skinned Black woman, I'm fearful about everything. I'm telling y'all the truth. Everything. I live in a state of perpetual fear. Perpetual fear. And that's not good. I know it ain't good. I don't even need to be told that. That's obvious. But I'm telling you, I'm always fearful. The real kind of fear. Not that fake stuff. Not that fake stuff. Oh, we as Black people, we always, even the ones that don't say it, subconsciously, we got a fear walking around and just being, just existing. I have a fear when I walk into a restaurant or a store or wherever that I'm not going to get treated nicely. That I have a fear of that. I got so many fears being dark skinned that comes out of darkism till it's not even funny. So for this dude to be out here talking about, oh, I was fearful and he had a gun and all this backup, you are lying. You are a liar. That is a classic cop-out. I don't buy it. And anybody that does, that's why the jury, cowards. Complete and utter cowards, y'all. Complete and utter cowards. That's what they are. If we honest, complete and utter cowards. Oh, mercy, Jesus. I'm screen sharing again. All right, so the rest of the article. Okay, though there was dashboard camera video of the events as well as live stream video that Miss Reynolds began taking after the shooting, there was no video clearly revealing the crucial moments in the front seat of Mr. Castille's car and how precisely he had moved his hands before the officer fired. How convenient is that? The shooting set off large marches across the Twin Cities and at one point blocked off a major highway. It drew notice from President Barack Obama as well as the governor of Minnesota, Mark Dayton, who asked aloud, would this have happened if the driver were white? No, I can answer that question. No, it would not have happened if the passengers were white. On Friday, as news of the acquittal filtered out, a small group of protesters gathered outside the courthouse expressing anger and dismay. It's not us that were on trial. It was the system that was on trial. Oh, he said Mel Reeves, a community activist. And there he is. Later in the evening, protesters gathered at the Minnesota Capitol in St. Paul to express their displeasure with the verdict. The police estimated that 1,500 people set off from there on a march, causing traffic backups and transit delays. Mike Patton, a lawyer representing Ms. Reynolds, says she was surprised and disappointed by the verdict. I can imagine. I can only just imagine. For those who are committed to the idea of leveling the playing field with law enforcement and the citizen, it's a big blow. The playing field, I could tell you that. The playing field is not leveled at all. No, it's not leveled. It's not leveled between the police and the black citizenry. No. At all. No. That's a joke. That's a joke. John Choi, the prosecutor who announced the charges against Officer Yanez, said on Friday that this verdict brings a lot of hurt and pain and deep-seated frustration for a lot of people in his community. Mr. Choi said he was disappointed in the verdict and believed that Mr. Castille did nothing that justified. Thank you, John Choi. I'm glad somebody could understand and see that Philando Castille didn't do anything to justify that. Hold on, y'all. Huh? Is it soft? Does it feel soft? Can you feel it and see if it feels soft?
It feels cold on this side.
Okay, it might need it.
It feels soft on this side.
Okay, it needs to thaw out just a little bit more. Okay, darling, let it thaw out a little bit more. Okay. Thank you, babe. Okay, this is the prosecutor right here. All right, this is him, John Choi. Yeah. Philando Castille. May this young man rest in peace, man. This is so messed up. This man, you could just look at him and tell, like, his aura. To me, that's what I get and I feel. That the guy, that he was a man that was just, an upstanding person. He wasn't doing nothing. You can't even say nothing bad. Like, this man living his life like any normal person wants to do. Had no idea that it was just going to just be taken away like that. It's just so messed up, y'all. I mean, this is just terrible. And John Choi, let me read that again. The prosecutor who announced the charges against Officer Yanez said on Friday that this verdict brings a lot of hurt and pain and deep-seated frustration for a lot of people in this community. Mr. Choi said he was disappointed in the verdict and believed that Mr. Castille did nothing that justified the taking of his life. We gave it our best shot, said Mr. Choi, the Ramsey County attorney. We really did. The acquittal was the latest example of charges against an officer, but not a conviction. And you know what? Those jurors were nothing more than cowards. They was nothing more than cowards, y'all. Let's keep that 100. Let's keep that 100. The jurors were nothing more than cowards. Because for them to not be able to see that, hold on, y'all. For them to not be able to see that, like the prosecutor just clearly said, there was nothing that could justify to taking this young man's life. Let's see if we got any pictures of these jurors. I mean, this is like really sad. Is this a juror? I don't know, y'all. I'm looking this information up. We're looking this information up together. Jury takes case against Geronimo Yanez and shooting of Philando Castille. Okay, I don't think that this guy is a juror, y'all. I was just trying to see if they had any pictures of the jurors up. And it appears that they do not have any pictures of the jurors up. Let me feel it. Let me see.
It's soft.
It's still not thawed out because it's kind of like still frozen in the middle, little one. Okay, unless you just like frozen. You can still have it. Here, try it. How is it? Can you bite through it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, this is really sad, y'all. I mean, it's just so sad. And y'all know I'm about bringing the black man back to the dark-skinned black woman in balanced numbers. And we just out here losing our men left and right. This is so sad. Like, this is just so sad. This did not have to happen. I don't care what those jurors have to say. I don't care. This did not have to happen. This shooting is not justified. It's not justified. But of course, these people gonna continue with their lies, because at the end of the day, I believe that no one really cares about us. That's why. That's why they're able to get away with all these things, because people know that no one really cares about Black people. No one really cares. And we pay a lot of lip service to it. Oh, we pay a lot of lip service to it. But I don't believe that anyone really cares, y'all. And I just want to, because I'm gonna get out of here, because I'm kind of sleepy, but I definitely had to come and speak about this and pay tribute. I just want to I don't know, I feel so bad about it. It's just such an injustice, and it's so senseless. And I feel so bad for his family and everybody that's involved in it like that. And the little girl and his girlfriend, it's just terrible, y'all. It didn't have to happen. It did not have to happen. I don't care what nobody say. This right here was a senseless murder. Just sad.